Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode in our Smackdown 2 season mode. It is, it's officially August in the game now, in the first year, and, the last episode was a doozy of one. We had our first, Daredevil had his first loss in this Smackdown 2 universe, and then he seemed to form some sort of alliance with Shawn Michaels. So we're gonna have to see. What happens with that, because it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see if Shawn and Daredevil start working together. It'll be a very interesting to see, very interesting thing to see for sure. But we're gonna dive into Raw's War here. I will of course go over win-loss stuff and rankings as the first week goes, or whatever, so that way you guys can kind of get updated on stuff. As we have a match, second match on the card, and oh man, is it a doozy. But we're going to open things up with a matchup featuring Trish Stratus and Albert, which is a very unique pairing, taking on Edge and Christian, who are the number one contenders for the tag team titles. They just haven't had that shot yet. They haven't had that opportunity to challenge for them yet. Trish Stratus comes into this matchup 2-3. Albert comes in with a record of 2-6, so both of them not looking great. Christian comes in with a record of 1-4, and Edge with a record of 4-6, so also not great. But we'll have to see which team leaves victorious here. As usual in this game, more than likely it's going to be Trish Stratus and Albert, because usually if it's a male-female team, the female goes over. There you go. So there is that. Whenever it's a sim thing, it always seems to be the female going over. Although it'd be interesting to see if a female or a mixed tag team versus mixed tag team. See which one of them wins. But we move on to our second contest of the evening, which features the 13-2 Daredevil, who is currently, I need to move this over. He is currently fifth, or he is currently technically fourth in the contenders spot. We have Scotty 2 Hotties, the light heavyweight champion, and then he is the actually he's the number 5 contender. Sorry, he's the number 5 contender. He hasn't really moved at all, despite the fact that he's 13-2. But he's going to be taking on Dean Malenko, who right now is the number 1 contender for the light heavyweight champion. In fact, the former light heavyweight champion, Dean Malenko, who is 2-5. So, you know, a big win or a victory here over Dean Malenko could get Daredevil into the light heavyweight title picture. We'll have to see what happens. Daredevil, of course, with 2 losses to his record, happened in the last episode. He lost a 1-on-1 matchup to Kurt Angle, and then on pay-per-view, in a fully loaded match, it was a triple threat match, he let Shawn Michaels get the victory, which was very shocking. So we'll have to see what that means heading forward. But first, we're going to see Daredevil come into the ring, and he's sporting some new colors. He's rocking the red now. No longer rocking the blue. He's rocking the red as we prepare for SummerSlam this month. We have Dean Malenko, Mr. Ladies Man himself. At least that's how they build him in WWF. It was always such a weird character, because, like, Dean Malenko, to his credit, Dean Malenko is probably one of the best technical wrestlers, for sure in the 90s of wrestling, if not over the last 30 years. Honestly, probably one of the best. And for him to have a ladies' man gimmick, it just was really weird. It really was weird. I mean, I know in our TEW save we have going on in WCW, wherever we have him paired up with Magubi Kudo, and kind of a little bit of a ladies' man thing, but not to an extent that it was in WWF. I mean, WWF was just weird. But here we go. as Dean Malenko is taking it to Daredevil early on here. But Daredevil's trying to fight back with that big kick. hanging him up on the middle rope there, hurting his neck. Daredevil in the red here. Red and black, if you will. Although the back of his mask is green, I noticed. Roll up there for a 1 count. Big headbutt, though. Takes him down to the canvas. One off the top, misses with that kit or the knee. Malenko picks him up. Big jawbreaker to CR Daredevil. Snapmare takeover there. Daredevil getting snapmared like crazy right now. He decides to slam Malenko's head on the canvas in response to all that. He tried for some grapples. Malenko kept blocking him, so he just decided to stick a foot in his face. Now with the big headbutts. I mean, it is, you know, Dean Malenko. Dean Malenko's kind of a big-time grapple person. He's going to be able to work his way out of a technical situation. So if Daredevil has a chance in this matchup, he may want to stick with the strikes. I imagine Malenko's going to have harder time with the strikes. Oh, right to the eyes. But a suplex into the corner there. Goes for the Yakuza kick and misses. Ducks under, though, but catches him with the neck breaker. Malenko giving it to Daredevil here. This young kid who's still trying to find his footing in the WWF. And what is this? Ow! I yanked him up there. Daredevil able to fight back, though, with a big headbutt. Catches the, gets hit with the kick there and then taken down to the canvas. Big slap takes Malenko down to the canvas, though. Picks him up, that arm-trapped headbutts again. Just trying to hurt Malenko as much as he can at this point. Big boot will lay him down. Malenko fighting back, though. Malenko's trying to do what he can to get back in control here. That snap suplex. Ducks under. Oh, was able to avoid that. Into the snap suplex again. Malenko really going for those snap suplexes consistently, which, to be fair, works. I mean, he is, you know, he's a guy who's technically sound, as I've said. Of course, he's working on the leg now. He does have the Texas Cloverleaf. Not sure what he's going to go for with it, but working on that leg some more. Daredevil trying to get some room between them. Misses with the Yakuza kick. Takes him down to the canvas with one quick shot. And into the mandible claw. Or the devil's claw, as he calls him. And just like that, Malenko gives up. To the death claw. That's what I called it. I was trying to remember what I called it. He calls it the death claw, and just like that, it ends the match. With a back and forth matchup there, but Daredevil has defeated the #1 contender for the Light Heavyweight Championship. So will that, yeah, he defeated that man right there. So will that get him into contention for that championship? We'll have to see. That does move Daredevil up to 14-2 now. Malenko falls to 2-6. He is, he's having a rough go of it. Al. There is Al. Former European champion. Oh man, not these guys. Vince McMahon is talking to two stooges. I don't know who these stooges are, but apparently they're here now. Alright. Up next, we have a matchup. This is in the Intercontinental Division, as it is Hardcore Holly, who is 1-2 and is currently 7th in the Intercontinental title rankings, taking on the number 4 ranked China, who is 3-1. So we'll have to see how this plays out. Will Hardcore Holly win, or will China get the victory? It goes to China. China with a come from behind victory there. As we go to a segment, we're going somewhere else. Billy G. Oh my god, Stone Cold's getting attacked by Stooges. Take this, Stooges. Or take the Stooges. Take this, Stone Cold. I saw the achievement unlock and I was like, take this, Stooges. The Stooges have been unlocked, apparently. We don't know who they are, but they attack Stone Cold. Up next, D'Lo Brown, who is 1-1 and is currently third in the European title division, or the number 3 contender, if you will, taking on the Good Father, who is currently the number 2 contender in the European title division, with a record of 3-3. So a win by D'Lo Brown could get him moved up the ladder. Maybe, who knows? Who truly knows? But it won't matter because D'Lo Brown can't get the victory. Even though he looked like he was in control for most of the match, he blew it that last half of the match. There's Hardcore Holly. He was a loser earlier in the night. He was a loser! D'Lo Brown, with that loss there, is Stone Cold is unhappy that he got attacked by a couple of old guys known as Stooges. He is not happy about the fact that that happened to him. And you know what? To be fair, I don't think I would either. I mean, those guys did not seem like they're people who should be attacking you from behind. 5th match of the evening sees the Intercontinental Championship on the line as Eddie Guerrero, the champion, at 5-3, takes on Test, who is 3-4, and is, of course, the number 1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. Will we see a title change chance here? Or will Eddie be able to retain? New champion! New champion as Test is able to win the gold. He is able to become the new Intercontinental Champion in a big match for him. Big opportunity, or big thing there for him. Meanwhile, these Stooges are getting all sorts of TV time today. This is definitely an episode all about the Stooges, as they are backstage just hanging out. APA don't look happy about that. And you know what? I don't blame them. That, by the way, is our first Intercontinental, or our first new, I guess, Intercontinental Champion. Eddie Guerrero has held it since the very beginning. And now no more. Now he is no longer your Intercontinental Champion. He had a decent reign with it, though. He had 3 defenses of it. And held it for, well, I mean, this started in April. So held it for a little bit longer than 4 months. That's impressive reign. That is an impressive reign. But he is no longer the Intercontinental Champion. This is now Test. We move on to a matchup that has a little bit of intrigue, as technically in the world, these are the only 2 men to officially get victories over CR Daredevil, as it is Shawn Michaels, who is 3-2 and in the WWF title picture as the number 10 contender. He is at the very bottom of the rankings in the WWF title picture. But he's taking on the man who's right above him in Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle is the number 9 contender. And Kurt Angle, Kurt Angle is 2-8. Kurt Angle has not had the greatest run in this series. But we'll have to see if he can keep things turned around by taking on Shawn Michaels. But Shawn Michaels getting a pretty quick victory there. That did not seem like it took that long. Just like that, Angle right back to his losing ways. Angle with 9 losses in this universe, which ties him with Val Venus for the most losses. Oh my god! A limo just got hit by a forklift and somehow the limo drifted about 15 feet. Nevertheless, Stone Cold, not happy about what happened with the Stooges earlier tonight. He decides to attack Vince McMahon's limo with a forklift. Crazy stuff. Speaking of Stone Cold, up next, he has a matchup against the WWF Champion. As Stone Cold is 4-3. He's the number 2 contender for the WWF Championship. He's taking on said WWF champion in Triple H, who is 11-5 in an Anywhere Falls matchup. Who will get victorious? Will Stone Cold get himself in line for a title shot? He will not, as Triple H gets the victory. It's Anywhere Falls, so we're going to say the Stooges somehow got involved. And probably Vince, too. That, of course, puts Triple H back in the lead for the most matches worked in this universe so far with 17. Daredevil is one spot behind him. And oh my god, Vince is not happy. First about his limo getting hit. And then he's just not happy with them, period, I guess. But Briscoe and Patterson, these stooges, if you will, are getting kicked to the curb. That's what it seems like there. Then, up next, we have a big main event, as it is going to be The Undertaker, who is 9-4 and a former WWF champion, taking on Mankind, who is 1-6. He's not had success. Taker is the number 1 contender. Mankind is the number 4 contender for the WWF Championship. We'll have to see if Mankind can get it done, or if Taker stays victorious and Taker stays victorious. Not really much of a challenge there for The Undertaker, who gets his 10th win. He's officially at 10 wins now. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But we move on to the second week of August after a brief little message here that says, "Congratulations, you unlocked these 2 old guys." No chance. No chance. I don't know. Admittedly, I kind of forgot that they entered at this point. So I don't know where I'm going to put them division-wise. I haven't really thought about that. Probably the hardcore title division, but I haven't decided for sure yet. We'll kind of see. Actually, if I look at rankings really quick, you guys will have a brief look at the rankings really quick while I go to kind of figure out where I want to put them. It's probably gonna be the hardcore title rankings, although the hardcore title division's kind of filled up pretty decently. Try to look. You know what? I think I know where I want to put them, or where I'm gonna put them. I just got to figure out which one I'm gonna put where. So here's a quick look at the WWF title rankings, as I mentioned. Intercontinental title. Now that Test is the champion. Here's how that plays out. European Championship. Hardcore Championship division. Look at that. That victory over Dean Malenko got Daredevil to be the number 1 contender for the Light Heavyweight Championship. That's a huge thing there. Means that Daredevil could be in line for a shot at the title sometime this month, if not next month. There's your women's division. There's your others. There's your tag team division here. I only have the top 10 in my thing, so here's kind of some of the other teams that are on there. Like how in 15th it's Al Snow and the Cat. That's a thing. Trish Stratus and Albert, who got that big victory, are 20th right now. So there's that. Anyway, we are going to enter Pat Patterson in the European division. And then we're going to put Gerald Briscoe in the hardcore division. Reason being why I picked one over the other, Pat Patterson was the first Intercontinental champion. So why wouldn't he be a hardcore division, or a European division person, I guess. I don't know. That was really about it. Right now that evens up all of the title divisions except for the WWF title division. So Intercontinental, European, Hardcore, and Light Heavyweight all have 10 people in it officially, counting the champions. Whereas WWF now has 11. And then, if we unlock any more people, then we'll figure it out from there. But we're going to see how this plays out. What in the world is that match? Alright, well, that's a thing. Nevertheless, we open up SmackDown here in August with a matchup featuring Bradshaw, who is in the European title division. And he's taking on the Good Father. Bradshaw, 3-3. Good Father, 4-3 after that victory over D'Lo. Bradshaw is currently 8th in that European title division, as you saw, so he kind of needs to get a victory. He kind of needs to win over the Good Father. Will he do it? Probably not, but we'll see. We will see. Oh my god, it's him! It's Daredevil. Daredevil, who is in action tonight, in a little bit of an intrigue. It's a little bit of an intriguing matchup for him, which we'll explain when we get to that point. But first, we have Bradshaw and the Good Father going at it, and the Good Father gets the victory. Bradshaw cannot move up the rankings of the European title division. Then up next, we have Bradshaw's tag team partner Farouk in action. Farouk is in the hardcore division at 4-5. He's going to be taking on Viscera, who is undefeated in the hardcore division so far. Or in that. He's undefeated and in the hardcore division. Viscera is the number 8 contender. Farouk, number 7. So we'll have to see if Viscera can move up. He is 4-0. Can he make it 5-0? He can. Viscera now 5-0. That is a potential force to be reckoned with in the hardcore title division, for sure. Up next, they're making their debuts. The Stooges making their debuts in a tag team action as they team up to take on TNA, Test and Albert. Albert 3-6. Test, of course, the new Intercontinental Champion. We'll have to see if they can get some momentum on their side, or if the Briscoes, no. Or if Briscoe and Patterson make a good debut, but they do not. They take the L as Patterson gets pinned, or at least defeated by Albert. Not a great start to their Daredevil Universe debut here, really. Or not. A good start to their debut. Yep, Daredevil can speak words today. Up next, we have Crash and Christian going at it. Christian 1-5, Crash 0-4. Somebody's got to get something going for themselves in this division. They're at the bottom of the light heavyweight division as well. Christian number 8, Crash number 9. And Crash is going to stay number 9 because he takes a loss here. Goes to 0-5. He can't seem to buy a victory at this point. Up next, a Battle Royal that is just all over the place. As it features Grandmaster Sexay, who is 4-3 in the light heavyweight division. Matt Hardy, who is 9-1 in the European title division. Eddie Guerrero, who is 5-4, the former Intercontinental Champion. And X-Pac, who is 1-8 in the Intercontinental title division. So, this match all over the place. But first, this segment. Preceded by Steven Richards staring a hole at you. He is staring a hole into your soul. What? What did Crash do to make me angry? Hey, screw you! No, screw you! Screw you! You're a loser! You can't even win a match! Oh, what the hell we did to decide to piss off Crash? Or have Crash piss off? I guess Crash pissed us off. Not the other way around. I don't know what Crash did to piss us off, but apparently we're going to fight him now. I feel like we fought Crash back here before. I think our only other backstage area fight was Oh my god, a kick to the back of the head. I think our only other time we fought somebody in the backstage area was against Crash back here. The Death Claw. Crash was able to immediately get up from that, but still took the brunt of that. Big Yakuza kick. Oh, his groin! He got hit in the... Oh, God. That's concrete. You can't be smashing somebody's head on that concrete that much. Get kicked in the side of the head that time. Oh, eye rake. Big forearm. Oh, I kicked the pole. He kicked the post. That's gotta hurt. Alright. Bye. And just like that, Crash ran away. Crash said, F this, I'm out of here. Crash was done with that. Well, I don't know what that fight was about, but we move back to the arena, to the ringside, where we got the Battle Royal happening, which Eddie Guerrero is able to pull off the victory in. Eddie trying to get momentum back on his side after losing the Intercontinental Championship. So we'll have to see if he can get himself back to the title picture. Only the second loss for Matt Hardy, who had been on quite a roll before that. Then up next, we have an interesting matchup, as it is CR Daredevil, who is 14-2, taking on the Big Boss Man, who is winless. Boss Man has not won a matchup in this universe so far. But the reason why there's intrigue behind this is because the Big Boss Man was part of that triple threat match at Fully Loaded that Shawn Michaels won, when Daredevil kind of showed that he was letting Shawn win that matchup. So some intrigue here, as Boss Man's probably looking to get some revenge. See, he's even having a promo before the match. I don't know why he doesn't know who his opponent is, because I've already built story into it, but whatever. Michael Cole's confused as to why he doesn't know who his opponent is. So instead we're going to pretend that Big Boss Man said that he's going to get revenge for Fully Loaded when Daredevil screwed him in that matchup. He says he doesn't know what kind of a partnership Shawn Michaels and CR Daredevil have going on, but he's going to break that stuff. He's going to break that up now. He's going to beat the hell out of CR Daredevil here tonight. That's his promo. And he's going to put his sunglasses on. And he's going to hit people with a nightstick. He does not look happy to be here. And you know what? I don't blame him. I don't blame him. He's not happy with this Daredevil kid. The lethal weapon is not who this is. But, I mean, maybe he is. I don't know. He might be a lethal weapon of some sort. CR Daredevil here. Ready to take on Big Boss Man in this contest. As Hardcore Holly falls down in the background. Or sorry, BB Hardcore Holly does. BB Hardcore Holly falling down in the background. Both men hitting each other at the same time right away. Great start to the contest. Punch to the head of Daredevil. Boss Man doing the work already. Put him on that middle rope. Ah, driving the leg to the back of his head. Daredevil's a little thrown off here right now. Not having some success. Boss Man getting it going, early going here. Big kick to the back of the head. Maybe that fight with Crash took a lot out of him. I don't know, but he's going to take it to the outside. Look at that, working on him. Working on Boss Man here on the outside. Somehow connected with that. I'm not sure how, but put him in a sleeper hold. Oh my god, he sent him over the table. Smashing his head on the back of on the mat there. He stopped and hit that Yakuza kick from a standing position. That was impressive there. Daredevil, since taking it to the outside, is kind of in control there. Bossman trying to fight back with the clothesline there, but Daredevil is now in control after the hit, after taking the fight to the outside on that one. Smashing his head on the canvas again. The arm-trapped headbutts doing the damage to Big Boss Man. Daredevil moving out of the way of that. Oh, gets caught with a kick, though. Oh, his groin! He did his own move to him. Daredevil's famous for kicking people in the groin. Oh, more groin damage. Big Boss Man does not like the fact that Daredevil has a groin, apparently. So Daredevil's going to do it back to him with a shot to the groin. Boss Man trying to fight back here, though. Smashing his head on the canvas there. Back and forth contest. Hitting that running lariat. There's the running Yakuza kick. Arm trap headbutts yet again by Daredevil, who's trying to take it to the winless Boss Man. It's a big headbutt, but Boss Man got right up from that big headbutt. Oh, he got Yakuza kicked in the corner, and then a running knee to the face. Boss Man is in trouble now. He's getting all sorts of damage to his face. There's this rake of the eyes. Slapped him. Turned around into a Cobra Clutch. Oh, but it didn't really phase him that much as he was able to come back, fight back with a neckbreaker. Oh, big flag feel there, going back and forth. I don't know how the hell that just happened, but somehow Boss Man was able to hit him there. Big boot to the face, picks him up, the Death Claw, and Boss Man is out. That Death Claw has been something else. You have not really seen anybody be able to get out of that once he locks that in. And Daredevil with a victory once again. Hard fought matchup, but Boss Man could not get it done over CR Daredevil, who is the number one contender and looks to, the number one contender for the light heavyweight title, that is, and looks to get a shot in the near future. A shot at that man right there, at the bottom of that picture, Scotty 2 Hotty, who is the current light heavyweight champion. Daredevil seems satisfied with the victory. His mouth's not moving, but he seems satisfied. He seems satisfied with the victory over the Big Boss Man. He says that Boss Man gave him a fight, but that everybody knows that CR Daredevil is just too good to be stopped, and that when you mess with the devil, you pay the price. Triple threat match happening now between Kurt Angle, Scotty 2 Hotty, the light heavyweight champion, and Chris Benoit, who is currently winless in this universe. Who is going to get the victory here in this matchup? Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit have not been doing good, so record-wise you would think Scotty, but Benoit is able to get a victory. Benoit gets his first victory in the Smackdown 2-universe. He's able to get the victory here. Moves Kurt Angle to 10 losses in his career. And then a fatal 4-way matchup that makes pretty much no sense whatsoever. As Steve Austin, Stone Cold if you will, who is 4-4, takes on the Road Dogg, who has not won in 8 tries. And China, who is 4-1. And Steven Richards, who has also not won in 5 tries. So 2 winless people, someone who is 4-1, and then someone who's at 500. Who wins this matchup? China wins this matchup. China technically has a victory over Stone Cold Steve Austin. You saw it here first. It was not officially over him, but she beat him. She won a matchup that he was involved in. Therefore, he is officially a loser, and China officially beat him. So there you go. What a way to end that episode of SmackDown. We move on to the 3rd week of August. another episode of Raw is War taking place on the road to SummerSlam. And we're running it back. We're running it back. But before we get to that, we have a matchup where Lita, who is the women's champion, takes on the Cat. Lita is 2-3. She's a women's champion at 2-3 and has not defended the title once, I believe. If I remember right. Check my notes here. Yeah, she's not defended the title once. So, but she's taking on the Cat, who is the number 4 contender. So, kind of a weird thing, but sure, why not? Let's see what happens. Can the Cat pull it off? With her 1-4 record? She cannot. As Lita gets a victory. Pulls herself back up to 500 with that win. While the Undertaker just looks at you with that look on his face. Why in the world are we doing this? Well, we're making fun of the fact that Big Boss Man could not get the job done against us on SmackDown. And so Big Boss Man is coming to the ring, and after some back and forth, they agree to have another matchup here tonight on Raw is War, as it's going to be CR Daredevil taking on Big Boss Man once again. I don't know why Boss Man agreed to that, but we're going to see. We're going to see it once again happen here tonight on Raw is War. But before we get to that, we have a European title matchup happening, as it is Perry Saturn, who is 6-0, undefeated, taking on the former European champion, Al Snow, who is 3-4. Can the champion stay undefeated and as the champion? Or will he suffer his first loss? Oh my god, he suffers his first loss. He is no longer your European champion, as it is now Al. Al Snow is once again the European champion. And, yeah. Title change is happening here on Raw is War right before SummerSlam. As Al Snow is once again the champion. Perry Saturn had 3 defenses of the title. I believe all of them were against Al Snow. So Al finally was able to do it after so long. After so long, he was finally able to get back the championship. We're going to pretend that maybe he had a bunch of title defenses on house shows or something. I don't know. Then after that, we move on to our second women's match of the night, which is kind of rare, honestly. Usually we don't have 2 women's matches on the show. As it is going to be Trish Stratus, who is 3-3, taking on Tori, who is 0-2. With this, Trish Stratus will officially have the most matches worked as a female in this universe so far, as that is now her 7th matchup, even more than Chyna. She stands alone with 7 matches to her name, as she gets the victory here, sending Tori to 0-3. Up next, non-title action as Val Venis takes on the Intercontinental Champion in Test. Val Venis is 1-9. Definitely could use some momentum. But can he get it done against the Intercontinental Champion? No, he cannot. As Test is able to get the job done. Then we got this grudge match happening up next, as it is CR Daredevil taking on the Big Boss Man for the second time in 2 weeks. As the Cat stands there looking like the Cat. Daredevil's walking backstage. And for the second week in a row, Daredevil has a backstage incident. This time he's getting assaulted by the Big Boss Man backstage. He's got to be worn out and tired after that assault. We saw what happened the last time he got attacked like that backstage. That was his match against Kurt Angle, and he was too beat up to have success against him. So can that strategy work for the Big Boss Man here tonight? Or will Daredevil get the victory regardless. Bossman's going to try to do whatever he can to get the victory here tonight over this. It's a rookie sensation, if you will. We just saw those entrances. We don't need them right away. We just saw them. It's Daredevil. It's Bossman. It's up next. CR Daredevil. It goes pretty well with his his color scheme goes well with the Raw is War thing. What? Alright, well that popped at a weird time. You are in the way, achievement. I don't know why that pops now, but sure, why not? Also, didn't I get that before? I thought I got that the last time we had a backstage fight. Whatever. Nevertheless, Daredevil taking it to Bossman here. Big headbutt to the face. As that random interruption thing happened there. Raking his eyes. Daredevil looks a lot more in control than he did on Smackdown. Bossman is trying to fight back, but Daredevil seems to have his number. Maybe he's motivated by the vicious attack before the matchup. He seems to be a lot more... Oh, big kick to the face. Kind of a jumping enziguri in a way. Seems to be motivated after that attack. Just working away at the Bossman here. Sends him to the outside. Oh, telling him to come on. I think Daredevil's legitimately pissed. He is pissed about that attack by the Bossman. See, it's just been all him so far. Into the Deathclaw. This is going to end already. What a way to squash the Bossman. Daredevil is pissed about being attacked before the matchup. Turns out that strategy did not work to his favor. As CR Daredevil gets a squash victory over the Bossman here tonight. Bossman tried to put up a little bit of offense, but Daredevil is pissed. Speaking of, there is the Bossman. Bossman was pissed about the loss, and now he's, Daredevil's pissed about the attack. And he says, Bossman, you son of a bitch, you want to attack me again before a matchup? That's what's going to happen to you. You better stay the hell out of my business from now on, because I am the end of you. Not a strong line from Daredevil, but it makes his point. And up next, we have a Fatal 4-Way matchup featuring X-Pac, Kurt Angle, Rikishi, and Chris Benoit. Well, three of the four men in the WWF title picture. X-Pac is the only one who's in the Intercontinental title picture. And Kurt Angle gets the victory. Kurt Angle lost that triple threat match last week, but is able to get the victory in this Fatal 4-Way here. Props to him, as he's able to try to keep getting things back on track for him. Then after that, we've got a Battle Royal featuring Chris Jericho, Stone Cold, Triple H, and The Undertaker. Chris Jericho, the only one who we haven't mentioned in this episode so far, who is 3-5 and in the WWF title picture. So this is all WWF title picture participants, including the WWF champion himself, Triple H. Because Daredevil had matches to the last week and this week. What in the hell? Why is CR Daredevil need to talk to Steven Richards? What in the hell is this all about? Steven Richards, who is also winless. Is Daredevil just going after everybody who has no wins to their record now? He's trying to just target everybody who can't win a matchup in this universe? Is that his new gimmick? Apparently it is. Because he is now taking on Steven Richards. And immediately connecting with the Deathclaw. Richards is able to get up. Richards is, of course, obsessed with this forklift, as most of the people are. For some reason, the AI just gets really obsessed with vehicles when you are in backstage areas with them. See what I mean? Okay. Daredevil Steve Richards just really wanted to show off his forklift skills. He just was really like, hey, Daredevil, I want to show you how I can drive this forklift. See, I could do the same thing that Steve Austin did a little bit ago. I can drive this forklift and push a limo 15 feet. Speaking of Steve Austin, Battle Royal. Triple H is the first one out. Stone Cold gets the victory. Triple H was the first one out on that one. As I was saying before I got distracted with the, with whatever that bit with Daredevil and Steven Richards was, the fact that Triple H did not wrestle last week means that now Triple H and CR Daredevil have the most matches wrestled in this universe with 18 each. Main event, Mankind taking on Kane. Kane is 1-5 in the WWF title picture. And Shawn Michaels is a special referee. Now, we have not seen any sort of connection between Daredevil and Shawn Michaels since Fully Loaded. But that doesn't mean it's not there. Who knows what to expect, as Mankind is able to get the victory over Kane here. And we move on to our final week, our go-home week for SummerSlam is, of course, Smackdown. Smackdown, know your role and shut your mouth. We open up with Paul Bearer taking on the Big Boss Man. Paul Bearer, 1-6. Both men in the hardcore division. Boss Man finally moving on from Daredevil. Can he get his first victory in this universe? Probably not, but we'll see. Despite the fact that Boss Man is 0-9, he is number 5 in the hardcore title rankings. Meanwhile, the European champion, Al Snow, is here. We'll have to see where things lead to. It was that. You know, maybe he's got a match tonight. We're not sure. And Boss Man cannot get the job done. He is 0-10 as he loses to Paul Bearer. That 0-10 record, by the way, the 0-10 record of the Boss Man, because of Road Dogg not wrestling since then, has now put him as the first person to go 0-10 in this universe. As I'm pretty sure Kurt Angle won over Daredevil before he got to 10 losses. So, there you go. Hardcore Holly taking on Edge next. Edge is 4-7. Had a decent run in the King of the Ring a couple months back. And is able to get a victory here over Hardcore Bob Holly. Bobcore Hard Holly. However you want to say it. Up next, Bull Buchanan, your hardcore champion, taking on Farouk. Buchanan 5-2 is the hardcore champion. And is able to win in non-title action over Farouk here on SmackDown. Then up next we have the former European champion Perry Saturn taking on the Good Father. in what's probably technically a #1 contenders match for the European Championship. If the Good Father wins, he could get himself in line for a title shot. And he does pull up the victory. What is happening to Perry Saturn? He was 6-0 and then he lost the European Championship, and now he's lost to #1 contenders matchup. Well, possibly #1 contenders matchup. Up next, we have Eddie Guerrero, former Intercontinental Champion, taking on the Road Dogg, who has the potential to be the second man to 0-10 if he takes the loss here. But surprisingly, he does not go to 0-10 as he pulls out a big upset over Eddie Guerrero, former Intercontinental Champion. Up next, a hardcore matchup featuring Bubba Ray Dudley at 7-4, taking on a Billy Gunn, who is 0-3. But before that, we have that match. We're going to go somewhere else. It's time for an angle. Gotta have an angle before the match. Break things up. Can't have consistent matches all the time. Al? Why does Al Snow want to talk to us? Well, speaking of Al Snow, there he is. Why does Al Snow want to talk to CR Daredevil? That was a weird thing. Daredevil kept walking though. He was like, you know what? I've had enough of these backstage encounters this week or this month. I'm done. I'm out of here. Meanwhile, Bubba Ray Dudley getting the victory. He was not having any of that, especially before their matchup here in the semi-main event. It is Al Snow and CR Daredevil. If Daredevil was in the European title division, this would be a big thing for him, but as he stands, he's a more contender for the light heavyweight division, or light heavyweight championship. So, you know, a win over the European champion would be good, but not as meaningful. Meanwhile, he doesn't even know who his opponent is. Daredevil does not care at all about having to take on Al Snow. He's just like, who's my opponent? I don't know who my opponent is. There's our women's champion, who has not defended the titles at all. Should I be the only one who has... No, I guess I take that back, because the tag titles haven't been defended. Nope, I lied. Tag titles have been defended. So she's the only champion who has not actually defended her championship yet. And Taz is not happy about it. Taz wants a shot at the women's championship. Taz, who hasn't been featured this month at all, is 4-1. So he's mad. He's like, excuse you, I am 4-1. I should have a match on this show. CR Daredevil ready for Smackdown, taking on the European champion in non-title action. What does everybody want indeed? What does everybody need? Everybody needs a mannequin. But just the top part of the mannequin. Just the part above the neck. Whatever they would call that. What would they call the body part above the neck of a mannequin? I don't know. But apparently that's what everybody wants and needs. Firing out, or immediately firing against the European champion here on SmackDown. Daredevil getting his leg worked over by Al Snow, taking it to Daredevil here. Al Snow's probably going to be a tougher challenge than the Big Boss Man was, especially last week when Boss Man was kind of just destroyed at the hands of Daredevil. Snow wanted to talk to Daredevil before this matchup, but we don't know why, because Daredevil didn't stop to talk to him. He just kept on walking. He said, I'm not talking to you at all. He jabronied him, if you will. Now this back and forth contest here. scoop and a slam there. Eye rake by onto Al Snow, who then counters with a drop toe hold. Big back and forth action here. Oh! You see his face? He looked like he was in trouble here. Let's see it again. Oh! I don't... Maybe all of them do that, but I just noticed that face and it's just like, what the hell is wrong with that face? Daredevil has to watch out for the snowplow. Al Snow would have to watch out for the Deathclaw. But apparently, match is already over. What? Compete in an impromptu in-ring match during season mode. Finish the whole minute. What? This was not an impromptu in-ring match. What are you talking about, Achievement? Alright, well, apparently this impromptu match between Al Snow and Daredevil happened. And Al Snow took the loss. Didn't even get hit with the Deathclaw. His head bounced off the mat, and apparently that rattled him enough to knock him out. And apparently that was an impromptu matchup. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe Al Snow was like, hey, I'm here tonight. I want to match up against somebody. And he's like, you know what? I want to take on CR Daredevil. He seems like he'd be a tough challenge. Oh, never mind. We had to end the match early because Al Snow twisted his knee pretty bad, apparently. That's why he didn't had to bust out the Deathclaw. Because Al Snow injured his knee and we had to end the match immediately. And then your main event heading into SummerSlam, it is Stone Cold versus Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels getting ready to drop an elbow in that picture. Or he just really wants to show you his armpit. Either way, he takes a loss. As he cannot get the job done against Stone Cold Steve Austin. It is time for the Summers of Slams. It is time for SummerSlam. Hey, hiccups. What in the hell is that match? What in the hell was that other match? Well, Lita's finally defended her title against the number one contender in Ivory. And it's a casket match, apparently. I don't know what set that up, but it is Lita, who is 3-3, taking on Ivory, who is 6-0. She's undefeated. She's ripped her way through the women's division. And now she gets a title shot here on SummerSlam in a casket match against Lita. Can she get the victory? Who knows? Because we don't know for sure yet right now because we're going somewhere else. Chris Jericho is excited about the fact that they're going to have a casket match here in a minute. Well, it's CR Daredevil. He's here. He's got a match in the main event tonight. I'm not sure why. Although one of his opponents is the man who he apparently had an impromptu matchup with on Smackdown, so maybe that has to do with it. I don't know. We'll see what happens as the night progresses. Nevertheless, Women's Championship on the line. And Lita is able to defeat the undefeated Ivory. Ivory tore her way through the division to get a title shot and could not get the job done against the Women's Champion. Lita making her first defense of the championship. Tied for the longest reign in our universe so far, as the tag team titles have not been dropped from the Hardy Boys since the start of this as well. Speaking of tag team action, it's Edge and Christian taking on Chyna and Eddie Guerrero. And I imagine you know how this one's going to end. Yep. It's such a weird thing. I don't know why this game did that, where, like, the female always has to win. If it's a tag team matchup, the female always has to win. Well, if it's a tag team match that's simulated, that is. But nevertheless, Chyna is able to get the victory over Edge in this matchup. Kind of a weird thing, but nevertheless, these two trying to get themselves in line for a title shot against the Hardy Boys whenever they want to defend the titles. But it's not going to be tonight because Matt Hardy's in action one-on-one as he takes on X-Pac. Can he get the victory? And he does. And then we go somewhere else. As that is Matt Hardy's 10th victory in this universe. Meanwhile, X-Pac now has 11 losses. Al Snow says he's going to have a special match tonight, but he doesn't know against who. Well, Al, you're working the main event against that young son of a gun known as CR Daredevil. And against Hardcore Holly. I'm not sure why Hardcore Holly's in that matchup, but he's in that matchup too, if I remember right. Taz, who is unhappy about the fact that he was not booked in that women's title matchup, is in action here tonight as he takes on the Road Dogg. Taz finally getting to be an in-ring competitor again after taking like a month off, apparently. And he gets the victory over the Road Dogg. Road Dogg cannot get the job done as Taz moves up to 5-1. Up next, what in the hell? We have a casket match with The Undertaker taking on Kane. That's not what I meant to click. I did not mean to click watch that. Although it would be fun to watch it, but I did not mean to click to actually watch it. Undertaker and Kane fighting it out at a casket match. And The Undertaker is victorious, able to defeat Kane, who is 1-7 now. Not a good look for him. Meanwhile, Undertaker goes to 11-5, so impressive record by him so far. And then Undertaker gets attacked after the casket match. Apparently Kane did not get locked in the casket because he was able to get out and attack The Undertaker with a sledgehammer afterwards. Showing that these two are not done fighting yet. Up next, special referee hardcore matchup. As Bull Buchanan, in a non-title matchup, takes on D'Lo Brown with Farouk as a special referee. I don't know if this is a weird story going on, where Farouk is trying to get himself a title shot or what, but Bull Buchanan loses the matchup to D'Lo Brown, though. Clearly, that's what happened. Clearly, Farouk screwed Bull Buchanan because he wants a shot at the title. Then in the semi-main, screw the fact that the WWF title's on the line. This is a semi-main event, as it is a Iron Man matchup featuring Triple H defending the WWF Championship against Stone Cold Steve Austin. Should be the main event, but it's not. Back and forth contest, but Triple H is able to retain the championship. You know what? We could pretend that that was actually the main event, and then this dark match is happening. We have a dark match after the show. After the show's over. This dark match is happening between CR Daredevil, Al Snow, and Hardcore Holly. For some reason. We're going to pretend that the WWE Championship match main evented SummerSlam. Because we have no point. Like, this match has no purpose in being the main event. Hardcore Holly decided to provoke Al Snow, calling him a loser, despite the fact that Hardcore Holly is 1-4. And Al Snow is 3-5. And the European champion. Maybe Hardcore Holly said he wanted a title shot. And Al Snow said, alright, you don't get a title shot, but you can have a match with me. And also, we'll bring out this other guy. That's what happened with that. And it was after the show happened, so nobody really cared. Now it's time for this dark match. This triple threat match. Happening between CR Daredevil, who's 17-2, Hardcore Holly, who's 1-4, and Al Snow, who's 3-5 as the current European champion. We've seen his entrance too many times recently. Same with him. We just saw his entrance last week. We haven't seen this one recently, as here comes Hardcore Holly. That's my version of Hardcore Holly's theme. This is definitely a weird triple threat match, but that's why it's the dark match. Because nobody really cares. They're all going home after the Iron Man matchup, except for the fact that all these people are here in attendance right now. But they all went home afterwards. There's only just some people in attendance. Some people who are really excited about the fact that they get to see Al Snow and Hardcore Holly matchup with Daredevil, with the Daredevil. He was not eliminated. His feet did not touch the floor. Oh, low blow. Ow. Somehow I got drop kicked out of that. He was aiming for Snow, and somehow I'm the one that actually got hit. Oh, low blow to him. Low blows all around. These three men working this dark matchup. A hard-hitting dark match for sure. As he busts out a pile driver. Daredevil into the corner. Roll out of the way of that kick, though. Or the knee, I mean. Kicking him in the groin. Daredevil's gonna go hang out in the corner for a second. Al Snow with a big butt drop from the top rope. That's basically what that looked like. Oh, low blow again. What's up with him and these low blows? Look at the eyes. Scoop slam. Send him into the corner. He's able to duck it, but not able to duck the comeback. So many low blows. Working on the groin of Al Snow. Snow able to fight back with a neckbreaker followed by a drop toe hold. That's a rope break, sir. You get raked in the eye now because of that. Scoop and a slam by Daredevil. Crucifix gets a nothing count because it was in the ropes. Then he gets punched in the face for his trouble. What? Al Snow just went backwards somehow. I don't know how the hell that just happened. He was there, and then he just kind of moonwalked his way backwards into that kick. Ow! Daredevil getting drop kicked from in the back of the head. Big headbutt. Back and forth contest here. Oh, the low blow. The Death Claw. The Death Claw is locked in. Al Snow walks out on the match as Hardcore Holly gives up to the Death Claw. A big time back and forth matchup. But at the end of the day, Daredevil is just too much. And he gets the victory as Al Snow was just out of there. He was done. He's like, I'm out. Peace. That's not Cyclope. That's Twan Molinko. And there's Trish Stratus nibbling on her pinky. For reasons. I don't know. All these post-match promos with CR Daredevil. Also, who's this promo for? Everybody's already leaving. Daredevil won a dark match and then cut a promo afterwards backstage for some reason. Maybe they're going to use that promo on like future episodes. On Raw, it's going to be Daredevil cutting a promo after his big win in a dark match before at the end of SummerSlam. Alright, well that'll do it for this episode. August is in the books, and Daredevil was able to go basically undefeated once again. Had a little mini feud with Big Boss Man, and then had a little weird thing with Al Snow there for a second, but that is in the books. And then we move on to September. We'll have to see what is in store for the career of CR Daredevil. See if he can give himself a shot at the Light Heavyweight Championship. But that is going to do it for me. Thank you all for watching. Definitely appreciate it. And we'll catch you all in a future video.